Hey guys, I'm back. Just going to move myself a second. My mess is small. Can I become bigger? I want to be bigger. Bigger, 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 bigger. Look, this is me. Hey guys, welcome back. Here I am again with Seduce Me. You probably don't see it, but we ended here, so I'm going to start here. Isn't that good? And it's my so here I left off. So here I begin. 3, 2, 1. Funny enough, something did happen. But what? And it was certainly no laughing matter. Oh, cold. It was really cold. Are you in Antarctica or something? Shh. Oh, my cat is so big now. Meow. 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 I don't hear anything actually. Probably you guys will, but oh, this rain. That is what it's called. No. Get back. Back. Don't. Thank you. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, so you're looking down. Easy to say. I stared at the grass beneath my feet. Definitely not Antarctica. Unable to look up at the people weeping around me, all I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogy, I don't know, that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. Oh, who died? Who died? It was only when the speeches ended that I was finally able to raise my head. Okay, it is someone from your family. Who's Harold? Who's Harold? A small gathering of people, mostly made by relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be a heavy silence. I looked beside me, where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. We will probably not know. We can read minds. After all, etched into the smooth grey tombstone before us was his father's name. So, the father from your father is your grandfather. I told you guys before. In the first episode, I said that if your grandfather dies, your father wants that you want to become CEO. That you need to become CEO. And now the grandfather dies. Whoa. I can read minds. No, I can read games. Yes, of course I can read games. I'm reading right now. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small. Only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit, under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees, walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. Okay. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
You know, my grandmother died 1 year ago. Like, something more like a month more. Yes, a year and a month ago. So... But that gravestone is much bigger and more decorated. Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer. And there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
Oh? What? I couldn't believe my ears. My ears? I had earned a family estate at 18. Oh, you're 18 at all. I thought you were 17. Like, no. You're 1 year older than... No. I haven't filmed that yet, so... Push! No. No. No, 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 no. No! No! Cat. That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own Ik ben niet wel eens tot lezen over begrafenis, hè Marie? Jesus Christ. Kat, uw eten is nog helemaal vol. Uw eten is nog vol, ik heb het daarnet nog opgevuld. Nee Marie. Nee. Nee. Poes, eraf. So.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Because you are my dad. I don't know. Because he told you.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys
The
Company?
CEO.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end,
So,
he wouldn't give
Watching
it.
a cat.
What a
And
stubborn
Busby.
old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face. Patsby is some kind of Instagram only for cats and dogs. But my cat is away. I have 25 sniffers of followers, by the way. And 20 posts. 20.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Do you? Look, you can see you a little bit.
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think I was appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own? I don't know. You're 18.
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
David!
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested. Dads.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him.
You can go ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty. Nee, Marie. Niet doen, niet doen. Niet. Nee, Marie. Da 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 da. Da da da. Oh, she's crying. Which was completely empty, save for the son-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day as he passed away? For me it was a week later. Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a shocked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. All memories. Grandpa! I'm a little shy right now. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear herd. We both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. Swing me, Grandpa! It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather. The way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful. Even as I grew older. For me it's just the opposite. My dad is playful and my grandpa is like... Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Oh my god, the sounds. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house. Good thing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. So, what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy said there is a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we should go.
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yes? Ooh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them. But I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course. He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing though.
So, what do you think?
I think the apple on his chest should light up when you hug it. It would be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin. Suzu. Considering my input while nodding his head, after a few moments, the silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear.
Oh.
You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making toys, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Thank you, Grandpa. That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me eye level, with a serious look on his face. Eye level. Feels eye level?
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them were refrained from saying a word on the subject matter. But it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. It's hard though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
Here and here. Here's your heart. Here and here. Yeah. He pointed his finger to my head first and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong. Promise?
For a moment he looked almost sad, blushing. But as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face. And he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
I can see that you have something. You will meet the very home I loved seeing you in. Why? Why could you think that I will be ready to take it, especially after this? A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question is no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions. Shut up, cat. I'm talking to my dead grandpa. Thank you. Especially about what happened between you and Dad. and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. Dad. It's better when you're sleeping. Cat. Go on your tower. My vision blurred, and I suddenly realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hesitantly so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Isn't there only one kind of lasagna? Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
You wear them every time. You are still wearing them. I think. Gathering my courage, I decided that was time to talk. Dad, did I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. I realized my father rubbed his temples and said quietly,
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling!
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me and his face softened. Sorry.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's like nothing It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal. Like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Do you feel just a bit happier seeing him lying in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants. For a while, I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things come like this? My cheek still throbbed, and I attentively stood up. I looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though, and I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll go downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. Part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, Mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something. Anything. To get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff, so I will be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found two large bags. Pulling them out onto the floor of my room, I began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring, other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. Nee. Voetjes weg. Ja. Ja, poes. Okay. Not then. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of these thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it, one way or another. I was going to make it a home.
You turn the tables on me now. You trap me in your cage somehow. I can never escape from you, but baby, that's alright.
Ringtone. What is my ringtone? Oh, there you are. Look at my background. These are me and my cousin when we were younger. Like, this is me. No. This is me. This is my cousin. And my other background from here is my cousin and my younger cousin. They're so cute! They're the coolest guys I've ever met. Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pocket. I slipped my phone out of my pocket and answered it, while slowly easing myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling? Who do you think?
Hey Anderson,
Of course.
you there? Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened. And to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood. So, could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu? Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang. Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously. What's with you and naming things?
The Dragon Company.
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me. Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game.
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I had forgotten about the events that day and was engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show. Some program called Herlock. Are they talking about Sherlock? Niet op Maria laten maken. Niet op Maria. We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him. With that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. He has really high cheekbones, and his eyes are pretty. Though I do have to say I prefer Jetson. And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 a.m. Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm going to hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow, you mean today? If it is 1 a.m., it means that it already is tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. To the bathroom. The bathroom. Kitty cat. My cat is behind my computer. Like, here. So, like, here's the computer. It's like here. Right. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beat hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I comfortably dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to finally be in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class. But I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that had happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably will make me go, just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to my lamp on my nightstand and turned off the lights. Well, I'm going to leave here again on a black screen. I'm trying to always end on a black screen so you don't see anything that you want to see what happens next. No. You see something is what you want to see what happened next. Because if I just stop in the middle of a conversation or something, that's not something you want. So I'm going to try to stop always on a black screen. That's okay. So I'm going to end the video here. Leave a like, subscribe, watch my previous videos, watch my next video. Love you guys. Bye. Je better. Come, pussy. Come on, pussy. Ooh. Bye. Mwah. Come on, sir. Ooh. Yay. Bye.